If you master this morning secret, you won't recognize your own mind in a few months. And that transformation starts right now. There was a time when I felt stuck, reacting to life instead of directing it. Years passed before I understood that the real battle was never outside of me. It was in my thoughts the moment I woke up. The quality of your life is decided in the first moments of your morning. Stoicism taught me that if you don't take control of your mind early, the world will happily control it for you. One of the hardest lessons I learned is that discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation is emotional and temporary. Discipline is quiet and consistent. The mornings I didn't feel like showing up were the mornings that mattered the most. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we are not slaves to feelings. We are guided by principles. When you act based on values instead of moods, your identity changes. Another life-changing lesson was understanding that you don't control events, only your response to them. Stress used to own me because I tried to manage outcomes. But peace arrived when I focused on my reactions instead. Each morning, remind yourself, I control my choices, not the world. That simple shift rewires your mind for strength instead of anxiety. I also learned that comfort is addictive and dangerous. Growth hides behind discomfort. Waking up early, choosing reflection over scrolling, choosing silence over noise. These small, uncomfortable decisions compound into massive mental power. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to train resilience. Your morning routine is your training ground. Another truth that took years to accept is that most overthinking is self-created suffering. The mind loves drama when it lacks direction. Giving your mind a purposeful ritual in the morning, reflection, journaling, listening to wisdom, gives it structure. Structure reduces chaos. Chaos feeds fear. I discovered that consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need extreme habits, you need repeated ones. A calm 30 minutes daily will outperform one random burst of inspiration. Stoicism is not loud, it is steady. The mind rewires through repetition, not hype. One of the deepest lessons was realizing that self-respect is built through kept promises. When you say you will wake up and strengthen your mind, and you actually do it, something shifts inside you. Confidence grows quietly. You begin to trust yourself, and once you trust yourself, the world feels less intimidating. Finally, I learned that peace is a skill. It is not something you wait for. It is something you practice. The morning is where you rehearse patience, gratitude, perspective, and discipline before life tests you. Train in peace so you can perform in chaos. If this message resonates with you and you're serious about rewiring your mind, subscribe to this channel right now and join a community committed to strength, clarity, and Stoic wisdom. Your growth journey deserves consistency, and I'm here to walk it with you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more powerful Stoic lessons that will sharpen your mindset, build unshakable discipline, and transform the way you live every single day. If you truly understood how powerful your mornings are, you would never waste another one again. And what I'm about to share has the power to completely rewire your mind and change the direction of your life. For years, I searched for breakthroughs in big moments, promotions, opportunities, recognition, success. But the real transformation was hiding in something far simpler and far more powerful: how I began my mornings. Stoicism taught me that the mind is like wet cement. When you first wake up, whatever thoughts you impress on it early will harden throughout the day. If you start with chaos, distraction, and comparison, your day follows that pattern. But if you start with intention, discipline, and clarity, your entire life begins to shift. One of the most painful lessons I learned is that waiting to feel ready is a trap. Feelings are unstable. They rise and fall like waves. The Stoics understood that action must be guided by principle, not emotion. On mornings when I felt tired, unmotivated, or discouraged, choosing discipline anyway slowly built an unshakable identity. You don't become strong when it's easy. You become strong when you act despite resistance. That is how the mind is rewired. Another lesson that took far too long to understand is that you cannot control what happens to you, but you completely control how you interpret it. Most stress is not caused by events, but by the story we attach to them. When you train your mind each morning to say, "This is an opportunity to practice strength," the obstacles lose their power over you. The Stoic mindset transforms problems into training, and when life becomes training, nothing feels wasted. I also learned that comfort quietly destroys ambition. The modern world is designed to keep you passive, scrolling, consuming, reacting. But growth demands friction. Waking up earlier than necessary, sitting in silence instead of grabbing your phone, reflecting on your weaknesses honestly. These small acts of voluntary discomfort sharpen your character. Each morning becomes a forge where discipline is strengthened. Overthinking was another silent enemy. I used to live in my head, replaying conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, doubting myself. Stoicism revealed a powerful truth. The mind must be directed, or it will wander toward fear. A structured morning routine gives your thoughts boundaries. Reflection, gratitude, visualization. Learning these practices calm the internal noise. Clarity replaces chaos. Consistency became the ultimate secret. Not extreme motivation, not dramatic changes, just steady repetition. A calm 30 minutes of focused mental training every morning compounds into confidence, emotional control, and resilience. The mind rewires through repetition. The more you practice discipline, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, strength feels normal. Another life-changing realization was that self-respect is earned internally. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, waking up on time, finishing what you start, choosing growth over excuses, you build silent confidence. You begin to trust your own word, and when you trust yourself, fear loses its grip. The final lesson is this: peace is not something you find, it is something you practice daily. The morning is your rehearsal space. Before the world tests your patience, you train it. Before challenges demand resilience, you build it. Before distractions pull at your focus, you sharpen it. This is the morning's secret. You prepare your mind before life begins. If this message speaks to you, don't just watch and leave. Make a decision. Join a community of individuals committed to mastering their minds and building unshakable discipline. Subscribe to my channel right now for more powerful Stoic lessons that will strengthen your mindset and transform your life. If you're ready to rewire your mind and step into your strongest version, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss these daily mental upgrades. Your future self will thank you for starting today. Most people underestimate how much power they hold in the quiet moments before the world wakes up. Those early minutes are not ordinary, they are decisive. They shape your attitude, your reactions, your focus, and ultimately your results. When you intentionally train your mind each morning, you stop drifting through life and start directing it. There was a time when I allowed external circumstances to determine my mood. If something went wrong, my entire day collapsed. But Stoicism taught me emotional independence. Your peace cannot depend on people behaving perfectly or life unfolding smoothly. Each morning, remind yourself that challenges are guaranteed, but suffering is optional. That mindset alone will put you ahead of most people. Another powerful lesson is learning to detach from validation. For years, I measured my progress through approval from others, but real strength is internal. When you wake up and work on your character, your discipline, your thoughts, you build a foundation that no criticism can shake. Stoic wisdom teaches that your worth is not negotiated by the crowd. It is defined by your actions. Gratitude also became a weapon, not a soft emotion, but a strategic tool. When you begin your morning acknowledging what you already have, health, opportunity, breath, time, your mind shifts from scarcity to strength. Complaints weaken you. Gratitude fortifies you. A grateful mind is harder to disturb. I also learned to visualize adversity. Instead of hoping for a smooth day, I prepared for difficulty. I would imagine delays, misunderstandings, pressure, and rehearse responding calmly. When those moments actually arrived, I was shocked. I was prepared. That is the Stoic advantage. You don't panic because you've already trained your response. Silence became another secret weapon. In a noisy world, silence gives you power. When you sit quietly each morning and observe your thoughts, you begin to understand them. You notice patterns. You see weaknesses. And once you see them clearly, you can improve them. Awareness precedes mastery. Over time, these small practices compound into something extraordinary. You become less reactive, more focused, less emotional, more intentional. People start noticing your calm presence. They wonder what changed. What changed is simple. You stopped allowing your mornings to be random. The truth is, transformation does not require dramatic reinvention. It requires daily commitment. 30 intentional minutes can reshape your mindset, your habits, and your identity. You are not stuck. You are simply untrained, and training begins in the morning. If you're serious about building mental strength, emotional control, and unstoppable discipline, subscribe to my channel right now. This is not just content, it's daily mental training designed to help you dominate your thoughts and elevate your life. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss these powerful Stoic lessons. Join a growing community of individuals who refuse to live distracted and undisciplined lives. Your stronger, calmer, more focused version is waiting, but only if you commit. Subscribe to my channel today, and let's continue mastering the mind together. There is a version of you that is calmer under pressure, sharper in decisions, and unshaken by chaos, but that version is built in silence, long before anyone sees the results. Every morning you either strengthen that future self or weaken it. There is no neutral. The days you choose intention over impulse are the days your character quietly levels up. One of the greatest realizations on this journey is understanding that excuses feel comfortable but cost you confidence. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you slowly teach your mind that your word means nothing. But every time you rise when you said you would rise, focus when you said you would focus, and improve when you said you would improve, you build inner authority. Stoicism is not about perfection. It is about progress through responsibility. Another powerful shift happens when you stop seeing discipline as restriction and start seeing it as freedom. When you control your habits don't control you. When you control your reactions, emotions don't control you. When you control your mornings, distractions don't control you. Discipline is not punishment, it is power. You must also understand that growth feels lonely at first. When you choose reflection over entertainment, learning over laziness, structure over chaos, not everyone will relate to you. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that the crowd is often wrong. The majority chase comfort. The minority chase mastery. Decide which group you belong to. Resilience is built through repetition. You won't feel dramatically different after one disciplined morning, but stack those mornings. Stack them again and again. Over time, you'll notice something powerful. You respond instead of react. You think clearly under stress. You recover faster from setbacks. That is the rewiring happening beneath the surface. Your mind is your greatest asset. If you train it, it will serve you. If you neglect it, it will sabotage you. The choice is daily. The opportunity is daily. The responsibility is daily. And it begins the moment you open your eyes. If this message is pushing you to become stronger, don't let it fade away as just another video. Make it a turning point. Subscribe to my channel right now and commit to building a disciplined, focused, and resilient mindset. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next lesson that could elevate your thinking and transform your life. This channel is for those who are serious about mastering themselves. If you are ready to rise above excuses and rewire your mind for strength, subscribe today. Let's continue this journey of Stoic growth together, one powerful morning at a time. Understand this clearly: your life will not change by accident. It will change because you decide to think differently, act differently, and train differently. The morning is your proving ground. Before the noise of the world enters your space, you have a sacred window to build mental armor. Use it wisely, and the rest of your day becomes easier to conquer. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their focus to notifications, opinions, and distractions. But when you choose reflection over reaction, you take back control. You remind yourself that you are not here to drift, you are here to direct. Stoicism teaches that power begins with awareness. When you observe your thoughts instead of being ruled by them, you step into authority over your own mind. Another deep truth is that pain is not your enemy, avoidance is. The discomfort of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts much longer. Every morning you choose growth. You are choosing a future free from the weight of a what if. You are choosing confidence over guilt, action over hesitation, strength over weakness. You must also learn to guard your energy. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every conflict deserves your emotion. The Stoic mindset trains you to conserve your mental resources for what truly matters. When your mornings are intentional, your standards rise. You stop entertaining negativity. You stop entertaining excuses. You become selective with your focus, and that focus becomes your advantage. Character is built in private. Nobody applauds you for waking up early. Nobody celebrates your silent self-discipline. But those unseen moments compound into visible success. The world eventually sees the results of what you repeatedly do in silence. That is why your mornings matter more than you think. If you've made it this far, it means you are not average. You are searching for growth. You are hungry for clarity. You want more from yourself. And that mindset deserves to be strengthened consistently. So don't let this just be inspiration. Turn it into action. Subscribe to my channel right now and commit to mastering your mind daily. This is where we build discipline. This is where we build emotional control. This is where we build strength that lasts. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss these powerful Stoic lessons designed to elevate your thinking and transform your habits. Join a community of focused, disciplined individuals who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Your stronger self is waiting. Subscribe today, and let's continue building it together, one focused morning at a time. The truth is simple but powerful. The person you become is shaped by what you repeatedly do when no one is watching. Every morning you either reinforce weakness or you reinforce strength. There is no middle ground. The moment you choose intentional growth, you separate yourself from the majority who live on autopilot. Stoicism teaches that greatness is not loud. It is steady. It is built through controlled thoughts, disciplined habits, and calm reactions. When something goes wrong, you don't panic, you pause. When pressure rises, you don't collapse, you concentrate. That level of control is not natural, it is trained. And training begins the moment you decide your mornings will no longer be random. Another powerful shift happens when you stop blaming circumstances. The Stoics believe that your power lies in your response, not your background, not your resources, not your luck, your response. Each morning, you have the opportunity to sharpen that response before the world tests it. When you rehearse strength daily, weakness slowly fades. You must also understand that focus is a superpower in today's distracted world. While others are consumed by noise, you can be building clarity. While others scroll endlessly, you can be strengthening your mind. The advantage is not in doing more, it is in doing what matters with intensity and intention. Resilience is built in small victories. Waking up when you said you would, finishing what you started, staying calm when emotions try to control you. These quiet wins build unstoppable confidence. Over time, you stop doubting yourself because you've proven your discipline repeatedly. And here's what most people never realize: when you master your mornings, you master your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone trying to improve. You see yourself as disciplined, focused, intentional. That identity shift changes everything. If you feel something awakening inside you right now, don't ignore it. That desire for growth is rare. Feed it, strengthen it, protect it. Subscribe to my channel right now if you are serious about becoming mentally stronger and emotionally disciplined. This is where we sharpen the mind and build resilience that lasts a lifetime. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next lesson designed to elevate your mindset and push you beyond your limits. Join a community that refuses excuses and embraces responsibility. Your transformation is not someday, it is daily. Subscribe today, and let's keep building your strongest self one powerful morning at a time.